Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel ML for Analytics. I am Jyoti and in this video we are going to discuss more about calculation groups and calculation items. So in the last video we had discussed about the definition of calculation groups and calculation items and how they can help us in reducing the number of redundant measures in a model, and we had also discussed about tabular editor and what features and how we can make use of tabular editor in order to make calculation groups and calculation items. We had also discussed about calculation groups, they appear as tables in Power BI model, and calculation items, they appear as rows of the attribute, which is also a part of calculation groups. So we had also discussed about one of the use cases where we had used a few time intelligence calculations and we had made calculation items for them, and we had used those time intelligence calculations, or you can say calculation items, as a filter in our PBIX report. So now we are going to cover one more use case over here. And as you can see over here, in this particular table, we had made use of four different measures over here: sales amount, sales quantity, total cost, margin. These are our base measures, and we had made use of them. And in the filter, we had kept only time intelligence calculations, right? Now, we will be reducing this table size to a great extent, and we will be using two different calculation groups. One is the time intelligence and the other is metric as filters in this particular report. So now let's go to external tools over here and go to tabular editor. And yeah, it has got opened. And now if I go to tables over here, we had discussed about time intelligence calculation items. Now we will discuss about the metric calculation group and the calculation items associated with it. So as you can see, in the metric calculation groups, I have four calculation items. We will be going through each one of them. Now sales amount, the DAX expression for sales amount is the name of the sales amount measure, which is there in the PBIX file. In the PBIX file, if I go to measures, I have four base measures: margin, sales amount, sales quantity, and total cost. So same thing, I have actually named these calculation items by the name of the base calculations only, or base measures only. So sales amount has the DAX expression as the name of the measure sales amount. Similarly, margin has DAX expression equal to the margin measure. Sales quantity has the DAX expression equal to the name of sales quantity base measure, and total cost is equal to total cost only. Now what happens is that for each of them, if I go to time intelligence, I had used a placeholder selected measure over here. But for metric calculation, because I have to use all these metrics as filters, so I have to define, or you can say I do not have to keep any placeholder over here. I I have just used uh, the base measure as the DAX calculation, or you can say that as the DAX expression over here. So what happens is that because I have two calculation groups over here, so I have to define the precedence for each of the calculation groups over here. Now, what is precedence? So whenever we have two or more calculation groups, this precedence, it actually tells, you can say, the Vertipack engine which calculation group to execute first and which calculation group to execute next. So the higher the value of precedence, the more the chances of execution. So the more precedence the calculation group gets. So over here, for metric, the calculation group precedence is 1. For time intelligence calculation group, it is 0. So in this case, metric calculation group gets executed first and time intelligence calculation group gets executed next. That is after metric. Now, if I go to this file and if I click on this time intelligence filter over here, as you can see, I have used name as the field over here, and this name is having CY, PY, QTD and YTD, that is all of the time intelligence calculation items, as the filter. Now if I talk about metric, if I go to metric over here, then the same thing, that is name, is used as a filter over here, and these margin, sales amount, sales quantity, total cost, they are rows of the name attribute or column. If I go to this table over here, as you can see, date key is used as rows and it is coming from dim date table, and in values I have used the sales amount measure over here. Now you can see that if I change the value, or you can say if I change the filter over here for metric, the numbers are changing. Then what is happening over here? Because I have used sales amount as the field over here, but what is going on is that if I am selecting any of the filters over here, the value is changing. It is because the DAX expression for calculation items is overriding the DAX expression for sales amount over here, which I have used in this values place. So what is happening is that selecting sales quantity, actually what it does is that it goes to this calculation item, that is sales quantity over here, and it picks up the sales quantity over here, and then this value is shown on the report over here. In the same way, selecting total cost, it goes over here, sees that for total cost calculation item, the DAX expression is total cost, and the same is executed over here. The same goes for margin. So whatever calculation was defined for this measure, that is sales amount, it is overridden by the calculation that is defined for these calculation items. So this is how we can use multiple calculation groups in a report, and we can then reduce the amount or the number of measures to a great extent by using calculation groups and calculation items. So guys, with this I conclude this video. I hope you liked this video, you found this video informative. If this was so, then like this video, let me know about your feedback in the comment section below, and yeah, subscribe to this channel and check out our blog ml4analytics.com also. Yeah, thank you.